What is up, everyone? Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 5. We are back at it, and we might be recording the best podcast in terms of Blue Jay quality, in the terms of how the
Mhm.
quality that the Blue Jays have been playing at, because they swept a 4 game series against the Los Angeles Angels, and they have just won the last 2 games against the playoff contending Boston Red Sox. And, by now it might be a little bit less of a contender as the Blue Jays just fucking beat the brakes off of them in a 2 game series, doubleheader. But yeah, I mean, what do you think it is? What's the secret sauce going on around in Blue Jays land, Ryan? Holding your
I
fucking
don't know what it is, but I love it. I
yeah,
love it. I've been actually watching full games. I can't believe it.
yeah,
It's
because
been
it's
it's been a while since I've
baseball,
been doing
man.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun watching these past games. I watched that the game after Bowden Francis threw his. I'm saying it's a no hitter. I watched that game after he did that. That was that Sunday game was fantastic. Just run after run, great ending to the game. Just three straight 2 run innings. It's just a lot of fun to watch this team. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because it's just the excitement of the young team and the future it holds. I don't know.
there was a
Just a lot of
lot.
fun.
There was a lot of action and a lot of just great moments in the that 4 game set. In the first game, nice little W 5-3 right from the get go. We had put up a 5 spot in the bottom of the second. So right then and there, you kind of know that it's a W for the Blue Jays. But the great thing about it is, like, my God, it just goes to show. Imagine being, if you were a LA Angels fan, that might be the worst possible, thing to be is an LA Angels fan, because they are fucking terrible. And we've
Mhm.
struggled to have conversations about the Blue Jays. I just can't imagine what you talk about when you don't have Otani or Trout on your team. You literally have nobody. Your best player
Mhm.
is, I don't know, Taylor Ward, Mickey Moniak, is Zach Neto.
Nobody's.
They've got some okay players, but again, their pitching is not good. That's another thing, and uh,
That
it's
showed. They
definitely
stink.
watch. But again, we had a lot of good moments. We got Varsho, Kirk with a couple of hits, Joey Loperfido, who's been awesome in the last little bit. He went something like 10 for 24 in his last, I don't know, 10 games, something like that. Incredible. Just a lot of positives that came from that first game. But the second game is where it was pretty fucking incredible. I mean, bottom of the
Mhm.
ninth, back to back jacks, man. That was just it. I was just
Mhm.
mind blown, man. Honestly, like it was so cool. And to see Loperfido and Addison Barger, the 2 rookies that have been called up, it makes you excited for what's to come for this team, man. I'm excited for how they're gonna be, how they're gonna play, how they're going to uh, interact with each other. How we're gonna get to watch this for the next, 6 years, basically. A lot of these players. So it's and if this is a sample, a taste of what is to come, then boy, keep feeding it to me, man. Keep feeding it to me. I'll take it
Yeah,
all.
for sure, man. For sure. Like that Sunday game, we'll get into in a bit. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun watching because it's been a tough time for me trying to watch games because I work every time they play. So
Yeah.
it's like it's hard for me to watch the full game, but I watch the highlights. But watching a full game was a lot of fun, and especially around this time when they're being somewhat successful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it is the Angels, so it's not like we're sweeping the Phillies or the Orioles, but nonetheless, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We kicked their asses, and also Taylor Ward, you are a pussy ass bitch. It's saying that everything was hittable, yet you only had one hit the whole game, and only scored 6 runs. 10 runs in 4 games is pretty sad. So shut your ass up.
Yeah. I think what is interesting to me, there's a couple of different things for sure is how sure he gets the one hit that's a home run when you're down, but to say that he was pretty close to being whatever it was, we had a really they had a fair chance and like that it wasn't even that bad. It's just terrible. And it's also like you get no hit 8 innings, you're saying stupid shit right there. That's something that is
Mm.
really really dumb, and it just is a bad look on his part too. It's a really bad look on his part. You like most players, like a lot of the time you always hear this. You always hear you tip your cap. You tip your cap to him. He made pitches and he did a good job. But when I mean, I'm being on that terrible team. It might be hard to stay positive, but still, man, it's just honestly unsportsmanlike in my opinion. I
Oh, undoubtedly it is. That's just as a human being,
delusional first.
saying
That's
something like that. Yeah.
delusional to begin with, and then yeah, but that was nonetheless that was an awesome game. Even though he didn't get the no hitter, it would have been so awesome if he did. That would have been so cool for
Was
Bowden.
it 2 outs? Was it like
Three
it was
outs.
two? What's that? 3 outs were left. Oh, so it
He
was.
went 8 1/3, but or no, he only went 8 innings. He went 8 innings,
Oh, okay. So he homered off him for like
one
first
run,
batter.
12 punchies. So
Wow.
it's pretty damn good.
Was
Pretty.
it hittable? Was it hittable though? I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Ward. I don't think so.
No, I it definitely
7-0, 7-0 this year against you idiots.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and obviously that game 3 got Blatty hitting that little insurance home run line drive to center field in the bottom of the eighth. I love that. I love that more than anything. I eat that for breakfast. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It's pretty awesome, and that guy needs to be a fucking Blue Jay for life.
yeah.
Holy man! Like did you hear? Did you see the post? He reposted some like kid on Instagram that said, "Sign this man to an extension. He loves Canada so much."
Mm,
Glad he reposted it.
that's awesome.
That's just a sign. If we don't, we're fumbling the bag. We don't, and
No, it's worse than not getting Otani. That's like, no playoffs for the next, quarter century.
like
Like,
he's so young too, man. Like he's a young player. He's 5 years older than us. Think of that. That's crazy.
mm,
He's
yeah.
only 5 years older than us, and he has a
I saw a stat thing on Instagram that he's being compared to having one of the best second halves to a season ever. Like 2004 Barry Bonds, I think he had, or 2001, I can't remember what year it was, but early 2000s, he had 34 home runs in the second half of the season. You know how insane that is? 34 home runs in the second half of a season.
oh, that's insane.
That's
That's
unbelievable.
players
Players
wait
don't
for
even
that.
get 30 in the full year. No,
Players wait
like,
for that in one full season, man. Like it's
yeah, he gets it half a season.
yeah.
But like, I was just in terms of like average and uh batting average and OPS and stuff, like he's right up there with like the best second half to a season ever, which is
Yeah.
pretty insane. I think he's hitting like 460 or something in the second half of the season.
So in the last 30 games, 416. Last 7 games, 440. Last 50, 330. Let me take a look here. Actually, we can take a look at his splits. Actually, I'll pull them up right now. But Vladdy has been undoubtedly the best player on this team. It's too bad that we have fucking Aaron Judge to deal with. Um,
Right,
that's
right.
really frustrating, but he's
I
been
mean, I honestly think Bobby Witt Jr. would get more votes just because the fact that he's, in a
like the
playoffs,
return
going to
position.
be in the play. Yes, exactly, and also he's in a playoff. Uh, the Royals are pushing for the playoffs. I think that also helps him. But
But
Vlad, it should
Yankees
be
are
Vlad
too.
should be third. He should be third.
Who, Vlad? Do you think Vladdy
Should be
should?
top three. Should be top three.
There's
I honestly think he should be top three just based off the
I
second
don't
half of the season and
I
how good he's playing.
I want to say that it's top three, but you got to
Who would
finish
you put? Who would you put in your three?
Gunnar Henderson, man. Juan Soto.
No, I'd pick Vladdy over Juan Soto. Just off the. And I'm not saying overall player, but this at this moment, I'm picking for this year. I think Vladdy's been a better player.
Yeah. I think okay, I don't know. It's
Gunnar
hard.
Henderson. Gunnar Henderson's pretty close because the Baltimore is playing very good.
And also he's like a shortstop and a really good shortstop at that. He can play like yeah, he can also play third base as well and second. I think of him as another player that's like I think when I think of Gunnar Henderson, I think of just yeah, like he has a power too. He's hitting 288 right now. He's a very good player overall. And the other thing I think about another player, Jose Ramirez, another really good 33 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's at 272, 277, I think. Which again, Vladdy's got the average, Vladdy's got the hits, but yeah, Bobby Witt is like the I think second. He's
Also Devers, dude.
at Devers.
Guy who we're playing against right now. He's
He
playing
will
fantastic.
100% be top 10. He will 100% be top 10 in MVP.
70 or 80% top five, I think.
So
I think this his second half just is so good that he needs to be in top five
so
at
here it is.
least.
So Vladdy in the first half of the season, 289, 14 home runs in 96 games.
That's still decent. 286 average.
No, 289 average.
That's what I'm saying. 289 average in the
Yeah.
first half. That's still very good.
And then okay, think about this: 96 games first half, second half 35 right now, uh, and 415 average with 13 home runs compared to the first half of 14 home runs.
But he still has like 25 games left to play.
Yeah, and
So
he has 13 home runs compared to 14 in the first half.
yeah, in 90 games compared to 30.
Yeah, and it was just the April and March that first game was not good for him, or that first month was not good. He had 229, then right away May 357, June 318, July 358, August 374. As long as Vladdy continues to have just September, one more month of the same stuff that he's been same thing that he's been doing now, he'll be incredible, man. It'll make it way harder on people to vote against him for MVP.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
But nonetheless, this little stretch here that we have been a part of this 6-game winning streak, which will probably come to an end tonight because the Jays are losing. But it has been fantastic, and I think we were due for a loss, but especially against a team like Boston. But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it has been a lot of fun watching this team recently, the past couple of weeks. Can't deny it.
Max. Do you think he'll and then yeah, so the last game again before we move on. The last game of the series against the Angels, big W again, 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking firing on all cylinders. It was a complete waxing, is what it was, because it was just that team, man.
I think they took that. I think the Jays took that Taylor Ward comment personally, and then the next game they just said fuck it, let's just destroy them.
Yeah, Kevin Gosman.
Kirk with a homer. Barger gets another one in the series.
Yeah.
Gosman 7 innings, 10 strikeouts on 1 earned run. Just absolute ace. No one can hit. No one can hit on the fucking Angels. No one.
It's facts.
Ward stinks.
What else was I gonna mention? Yeah, Danny Jansen obviously playing what I've seen
Right.
much over Twitter.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It's okay. Yeah, it's cool, I guess. In the same game, same match against the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. Yeah. I don't know. To me, it was, yeah, it's cool. Sure, it's cool. I just got sick and tired of it after a while. It was like, yes, we know he played in the same game, but yeah, it's funny,
Hmm.
interesting. Um, anyways, what else? Let's move on to our next segment. Shall we do remember the game or our
Let's
top?
do it.
All right.
No, let's do remember the game.
All right.
So we now have two more. We have two more left. This one and next podcast. So what happens if it's a tie break? We haven't decided this. So if we're tied by the end of
Oh, that's a good
these
question.
two guesses, that's a good idea. What should we do?
We should do,
Well, let's just do. We can do another one after, like the next podcast. We can just do another one after it.
yeah,
Or do you want to do that, or do you want to do something else?
sure. We'll do
You
another one.
can't.
We'll just do
Okay.
we'll just do a second one to
Okay. That's if it
or
is a
maybe we
tie.
should do a best two out of three. You have to win by two. That way it's a little more interesting and that way it's more fair because like
Win by two.
yeah, because if it's a tie, have you ever done you know that
So
when
we're just gonna keep going after this week, and then
I'm saying if we win or if we're tied, what we have to do right after is you'll go and then I go and then whoever wins that one they have to win another one and then if I win
okay, so you have to win back to back.
you have to win back to back, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's gonna be an interesting podcast. It might be a little long, but it could be good though. It could be good. All right.
Long.
You go first. You give me my game.
All right.
We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that on
All right.
Thursday's pod.
January 3rd, 2021, Bills versus Dolphins.
2021 Bills Dolphins. Is this game at home?
Yes.
Bills are at home. 2021. Okay, so this is the COVID year, I believe. Yes, it is the COVID year. Oh, okay. I do remember this game. I don't remember it vividly, but I remember the Bills already won the division. They were like 13-2. They were like 12-2, 12-3. Uh, Dolphins were actually trying to get a playoff spot. They were like, I think they were 8-8 or 9-7 or something, or 8-7 or something. They were trying to get into the playoffs, and they had to play the Bills at home, which is not a good, it's not a good outcome for them. Josh Allen had an insane first half. Like he threw multiple touchdowns. I'm trying to remember to who. Uh, okay, Isaiah McKenzie. He must have had one.
Let's see. How many did he have? One, two, or zero, or three?
So you're giving me multiple choice.
Right here. Well, you got to tell me how many did he have, or how many did he not have?
I'm gonna say two. I think he had two.
Correct.
Yeah, it was high scoring, dude. High scoring game. I remember it was a blowout, dude. Josh Allen had a great game because he got taken out, and he got taken out halfway through the game because they didn't need him because they already won the division. They already knew that they were going to be hosting a playoff game. Tua did not have a good game. I remember that he had a couple interceptions. But he had a lot. He had a lot of passing yards, though. I do remember that. That's what Tua does get often is passing yards. I'm gonna say Tua had. You have three interceptions.
Yes, he did. Three interceptions.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. I'm gonna guess now. I think I have a couple. I think I've had my guesses. I think I've had a couple good ones. Good stats there. I'm gonna go.
That's two stats he gave me.
Yeah, that's good though. Two
Okay,
two
Josh Allen, tell me how many touchdowns did he have?
touchdown passes.
Yeah.
He got taken out of the first half of the third quarter or something. But he had a lot. I remember he played really well. I was gonna say three.
Damn. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'll guess now.
All right. Tell me
I'm
the
gonna say.
score. 100%. You get this one.
So if I get the score, okay. All right. What if I'm like 1 point off? 1 or 2 points off. I gotta get it.
Yeah,
I
if
got
you're
three
one or two
stats.
points off, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Okay. It was very high scoring. Very high scoring. I do remember that. Bills had a lot of points. I'm gonna say it wasn't a normal score either. I'm gonna say 55-26. Bills.
You got it very close. 56-26, man. Yeah. I'll give you, I'll 100% give you
That was clutch. That was clutch.
that.
We needed
That's
that. We needed that. All right. So I'm now up 8-7.
right now.
So you got to get this one to tie it up. So here you go. Let me just. Sorry, I need to check the date of this game. They played the Orioles. Jays against the Orioles. August 23rd, 2023. This in Baltimore. This is the second game. Second game of the series.
All right. They lost. Right?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, they did lose.
Second game of the series. Did they win the first game? Can you tell me that?
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Jays. Sorry, I just gotta check here. I don't want to keep flipping back and forth because then it's gonna be slow. Yes, Jays did win the first game.
I remember Brandon Belt hit a go-ahead home run. All right, so let's see. They definitely lost. It was I know yeah, I know they lost. Jose Barrios pitched, right?
No,
No, he did not pitch.
no, he did not.
The second game, you say.
Yes.
I'm trying to pitch them. Because first game, who pitched the first game? I don't remember Grayson Rodriguez pitched.
I'll
Was
tell
it,
you who pitched. I'll tell
oh,
you who pitched. I'll tell you who pitched the first game. Kikuchi pitched the first game.
yeah, Kikuchi pitched the first game. So then it could have been. Wasn't Gosman, was it?
It was Gosman.
Yeah, it was Gosman? Okay.
Yes.
Fuck. I don't know this one. I I definitely watched the game. I don't remember that much of it though. Hmm.
Did I stump him here?
Did okay, let me think.
Okay, I'll tell you. Let me see. Let me see here. There was 2 homers in the game, both by the Orioles.
Okay. Santander.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And now I remember a bit more of this game.
Shouldn't have
Adam
told you that.
Frazier.
No.
No. Not got it. Ryan O'Hearn.
No. I give you a hint. You already said his name.
Jordan Westberg.
No. No. It was Santander twice.
Oh,
2 homers.
okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here. Uh, 7-1.
7-0.
Oh, come
But
on.
the thing is, though, but you didn't get any of the stats right. You didn't guess the pitcher right away. You didn't. I don't know, dude.
Oh, that one, that's crazy though.
I don't know, dude.
Okay, for pitching for the Orioles, was it Kyle Gibson?
No,
Fuck.
no. I can't give it to you,
Come
dude.
on.
You
I
missed what
was so
you
close.
missed you
One
missed
off.
what
One off,
you
bro.
missed
You were
you
one off with the one before.
Yeah, but I gave you stats, exact stats of the game. You missed like most of them. You missed both starting pitchers at the beginning. It was Kremer, the pitcher.
Dean Kramer? Or
Kremer, whatever the fuck his name is.
Dean Kramer. Yeah, Dean
You
Kramer.
didn't get the pitching right away for both teams. You
Don't.
didn't get the home runs. You got Santander first, but you didn't get the second one.
All right, fine.
I don't know, man. I can't give you another chance. Like that's
No, it's all right.
I don't know, dude. That's really close. If you got the exact score, I would have gave it to you. But it's just the fact that you didn't get the pitching because you guessed for both teams and you didn't get it.
I don't remember that game at all, though. Like I obviously I don't. But all right, that's fine. That's fine.
I think it's only fair. I think I like
Oh, that is fair. That's fair. I
okay.
all right. Let's move on then. Let's.
I'm up one heading into the next pod.
Yeah. All right.
This could get. I'm just saying this could get interesting. You know, if you tie it up and I don't get it, then we do that little tie break.
All right.
All right, let's do
Let's
it.
let's move on to a discussion of top five things. For this
Yeah.
one, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing top five television shows. And for this, we're not doing limited series or single season.
Season shows. Yeah, like you can't pick season one of True Detective. Like you can't like individual seasons. Like you
No,
can't do that.
I wouldn't say that.
Or like Band of Brothers or Chernobyl. Like you can't pick
Yeah,
or like The Last
drama
Dance.
or
Like The
something.
Last Dance.
Yeah, for sure. Understood. Okay. I'll go first this time. All right.
Okay.
All right. At number five, you're gonna notice a trend with this list because again, I don't really watch too many dramatic television shows, and
Me
if
neither. Me neither.
I
I
do,
don't really
they're
watch mine either.
if I do watch any dramatic television shows, it's gonna be it's definitely going to be a limited series. So, and we can't have limited series in that.
Mm-hmm.
So, number five, I'm going with a classic NBC television show, Parks and Recreation. One of the
Mm-hmm.
funniest television shows of our era at this time. Up there again with The Office, there was a prime time at one point where it was Parks and Rec, The Office, 30 Rock, and what am I forgetting? There's another one that was there. Modern Family. All of those shows were
Yeah.
at the same time, and it was peak television. One
Mm.
of the times when it was all really, really good quality television. I think Community was on there too. If you haven't watched Community, fucking hilarious.
Very good. Good. Good too.
If we have honorable mention, that'll be my honorable mention. Community is
So
fun.
you're putting Community down. You're putting
I'll
Community
do
on there.
honorable mention. But
Okay.
number
Okay.
five, Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec, one of the funniest shows of all time. So many great characters. I think they didn't miss once with any of the characters. There's not one character in that show that I
Mm-hmm.
don't find funny. Like even Mona Lisa Saperstein and John Ralphio are fucking hilarious, even though they're annoying. I love Ron Swanson, one of the greatest characters. Tom Haverford, so funny. Jerry, Gary, Larry, Donna. Donna is hilarious as well. Rob Lowe's character, Adam Scott's character, Amy Poehler is incredible as the lead actress, and I think she's perfect in that role.
What's his name? What's his name? I always see clips of him in the show. Oh shit. What's his name? Am I thinking of another show? I think I'm no. Oh, Aziz Ansari. That's his name.
Tom Haverford.
Yeah, Tom Haverford. Yes, yes. I don't watch. I've never watched the show, but like
No,
I
you
see
haven't?
clips. I've never seen it. I've seen multiple clips, and I need to watch it.
It's
But
so
it's yeah,
it
his
might,
character is hilarious.
but I don't think it is. And that brings me to number four. Number four, Breaking Bad. If you haven't watched, well, the only dramatic television show I have on this list, I love Breaking Bad. It was one of the. I remember my dad got me into it, and the story is every detail about the show is so beautiful, so incredible. They do such a good just the effort that has gone into creating a series like Breaking Bad is it just goes to show how incredible filmmaking is, or filmmaking and television making, I guess, is. So they did a great
Hmm.
the one of the greatest craziest characters, Walter White, Jesse Pinkman. The memes are great for the show too. Breaking Bad, incredible character development. That's what I'll have to say. At number three, this one is an interesting one. I don't know if you've seen this, Ryan, but Nathan for you. Nathan for you. Nathan Fielder is a Canadian.
No,
Is
I know who you're talking about. Like
Nathan
the
Fielder,
Nathan,
he has a
like
show
Nathan
called Nathan
Fielder.
for You, and if you haven't seen it, it's a lot like Borat, but he goes around to these small businesses posing as some guy that's going to make your grow your business and help it
Mm.
succeed, but he comes up with these horrible ideas actually for the company to try out, and they end up never working. And it's true because he goes to these real people but acts, and he's also kind of portraying this awkward weird guy, and of course he's Canadian too, which is all the better, and
Hmm.
helping them out in Los Angeles. Some of his creations that ended up not working. The one that I think is one of the funniest in the first episode is poop flavored frozen yogurt, because that's way you'll get comedian, or not comedian, sorry, you'll get people into your store because poop frozen yogurt, that right away rings a bell. It's like, what the hell is that? I gotta go check this out. And he actually got created poop frozen.
Isn't he that guy like with the clip of him like if he becomes a sex offender if he doesn't break
Yeah.
loose
So
from
they also do
that's the
one
is that
segment
from the
where
show?
he goes, yeah, he's like, oh, all right, if I'm unable to untie this knot, then my pants will be pulled down and exposed to a group of kindergartners.
Underage kids,
Yeah. And which is
registered sex offender.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. And
He
another,
had the show. He has the show with
yeah,
Emma Stone also, The Curse, right? Yeah,
that's what it's called, something like that.
with the Sap with Benny Safdie. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
and then he had another show that came out called The Rehearsal, very similar. It's very very funny. I'll tell you that it is so original. Another idea
Hmm.
that he came up with. I'm trying to think of the one that I always think is so crazy. Um, oh yeah, he had a okay. So this one's really good. So he came um, in order he helped out this electronics company like that's selling TVs and all that and all electronics, but he couldn't compete with the Best Buy because Best Buy has this match your price uh, guarantee. So if you
Hmm.
see another company that is matching your price, a rival, and then they will match it for you. So what he did was you have to, in order to get the television for like $1. So he made it $1. You have to wear a suit. You have a dress code to come into the store, and then you have to do this maze. You have to cross and pass a live alligator. You have to go through a door that's probably the size of our computer, our laptop, and you have to do like a series of questions and riddles and things like that. So nobody will ever do it. And then and then that way people would at Best Buy wouldn't be able to match the price and automatically just go back to his company too. So it it's just weird things like that.
That's yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah, very creative, very stupid. Number two, The Office. The Office, one of the greatest television shows in general of all time. It's like number, I don't know, whatever number it is on IMDb in top 250 television shows. It's got a 9.0, which is awesome. Very good rating for IMDb.
Should be higher, honestly. But
It's great. Everything about it, the characters. It's one of those shows you just put on in the background and it helps you relax. You're doing homework, you're doing something. Everything about it. Michael Scott, one of the funniest characters of all time. If you've ever the first time you watch that series, it's a trip because it just you get so involved into these characters because they are living everyday lives just like us, and I think that's the thing that always brings me back to it. Is it's just so easy to watch at any time, and it's a
Hmm.
seasonal show too. So as you watch the season, you watch the season, you see literally the seasons change, like winter, spring, summer, fall. Throughout the year, you have Christmas episodes, you have your Halloween episodes, you have Valentine's Day. Like season two,
Hmm.
2 to 5, 6, some of the best television of all time. Hilarious.
Mm.
White Truth,
Uh-huh.
uh, Michael Scott, Jim Stanley. Uh, it's just,
Dwight.
yeah, I said Dwight. And, but yeah. All right. At number one, a controversial one, but I think one of the most brilliantly written television shows. Hilarious. First 3 seasons of the show are fucking incredible. I give you, my friend, Arrested Development. One of the best casts of all time. Have
Mm.
you seen it?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, well, you have to watch Arrested Development.
I have seen many, many clips though.
It's got one of the best casts of all time. You got Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, Tony Hale, Jeffrey Tambor, um, Michael Cera, who plays John or George,
Hmm.
Henry Winkler plays their lawyer. Um, Tobias Funke is played by fuck, why am I forgetting his name? He played Uncle Ian and
David Cross. David Cross.
David Cross, yeah, is Tobias Funke. Oh, so goddamn funny. I cannot get enough of that show, man. It is one of the funniest shows of all
Hmm.
time. The writing is just genius. They find a way to tie it all together, which is just awesome too. It's just a great show. Great, great, great show. Anyway,
Mm.
let's move on, Ryan. Let's hear it.
Okay. So I had a tough time with honorable mention, but I think I've found it. I think it's Fresh Prince of Bel Air at honorable mention. I think I've watched the first 3 seasons of Fresh Prince of Bel Air at least half a dozen times. It was probably my first ever like comfort TV show I ever watched. I've always been a big Will Smith guy, so I think Fresh Prince was like the opening to that for me. And obviously his best work I think ever, like best acting and character character acting I've seen him do by a quarter by a country mile. Obviously Uncle Phil, one of the best dad father figures in TV history, no doubt. Um, just great comedic writing, I think, is the reason why it's up here. The one that I had competing with is Stranger Things, but I think the fact that it's not done yet, I can't put it up there. And also one of like the third season of the show kind of is not the best, and it can't really compete with Freshman to Bel Air. But yeah, I just have that for now since it's finished, and it has a great legacy to it, and obviously the Carlton dance is obviously a major part of that. The of pop culture, so I have to include that. Number five, you definitely haven't seen this. There's no way you've seen this. This is Johnny's favorite, actually. I always mention this to him, and he loves it. It's called The Crown. It's on Netflix.
Oh,
It's what? No,
like
I'm just joking. He just thinks it's like for middle aged women and
I
stuff,
haven't,
and
but I no,
it is
I
it
would definitely
is
like to see it.
I am not a big royal family person, but my dad and my mom especially, she's massive royal family person. I watch this show. I'm not a big like I said, I'm not a big royal family person, but the acting in this show is fucking phenomenal. Like the fact that they changed the queen and like every character in the show, they changed the queen, all the like the part of the family, every family member, they change the actors every 2 seasons to coincide with history and how they've aged, and the fact that all of them perfect casting choices for each character is amazing. I don't know how they pulled it off, but every single season is phenomenal. Every 2 seasons, the change of characters and the change of actor story, and obviously the character development of how each person has aged, and their views on society and everything, and how the royal family just lives compared to others like us, and how they see the world is pretty interesting. Obviously, it's not it's based off true events, but it's obviously not like very accurate because we don't the queen obviously wouldn't tell us, or the royal family wouldn't say anything about their personal lives. But I think the acting alone is just needs to be at number 5, no doubt. Number 4, I watched this year, I think. No, last year when it was the final season of the show. Only 4 seasons of this show called Succession on HBO. Fantastic comedic drama, tension, just phenomenal acting. Obviously, won multiple Emmys, Golden Globes, you name it. Tom and Greg, probably one of the funniest duos in television in recent history. I think that when they're on screen together, nothing can beat it in the past 10 years in terms of chemistry, comedic chemistry. Them two together on the screen is just phenomenal. Obviously, you got the family, and Macaulay Culkin's brother, Kieran Culkin, is phenomenal. Probably my favorite character in the show. You obviously have Jeremy Strong as the main son of Logan Roy. Obviously, Brian Cox, fantastic. One of the best acting lead roles in a show in recent time, no doubt about it. Just a great show, and the fact that it's only 4 seasons and it's done now. They said that they only are going to do 4 seasons, which I respect, because usually with those big shows they just keep dragging it on. But the fact that they ended it at 4 seasons is a great idea. So I'm glad they did that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you love dark comedy and all that shit, go check it out. Number 3, I have The Office, the best comedy ever made. There's no doubt about it. People all the old heads are going to say Seinfeld, but The Office is by far, no doubt about it, the best comedy ever made. Like you mentioned, Michael Scott, probably the best comedic character written for television. No question. Dwight is right there too. Dwight is, every time he's on screen, he's the center of attention. Same with Michael, but Dwight, Michael, Jim, Stanley's an underrated character. Kevin, obviously, Oscar, all the main characters in The Office, just phenomenal. And obviously, you got the little cameos of other people, like Will Ferrell comes in for a couple episodes. Idris Elba comes in, who's really good. There's that one episode where they're looking for a new boss when Michael leaves, and they have Jim Carrey and Ray Romano come in as, Will Arnett comes in for an episode. Just great stuff. James Spader, obviously, as Robert California, he's one of the most awkward characters, but he's so good. He's great in it. Yeah, just great comedic writing. The best comedy ever made, no doubt. Number 2, I have Breaking Bad. I originally I had this at number 1 if it wasn't for the show. Obviously, number 1 that I have here, but Breaking Bad is just great character development, great writing, great storytelling. It has it all. I mean, five seasons. I haven't yet to see Better Call Saul. I've seen a couple episodes, but I just couldn't get into it as fast as I could at Breaking Bad, and that's why I have it at number 2, because it just gets you hooked right away. A lot of people say season 1 is kind of boring, but if you really think about it, like the acting, and you got to start off slow somewhere in a TV show, because obviously it's going to keep building and building over the seasons. But Breaking Bad, somehow Walter White and his relationship with his family, and Gus and Saul, as the show gets going, and Jesse obviously, is just phenomenal writing. And what's the name of the creator of the show? I'm trying to
It's Gilligan.
Vince Gilligan, that's right. Yeah, just his vision to make this show is just so, like, it's so weird because you never think to have a show about meth, the making of meth, as like a popular TV show. It
Yeah.
just doesn't, you'd never think to have that as a main subject in a TV show. So props to him for making such an inspirational TV show, and Bryan Cranston obviously with one of the best. I'd say it's second best TV performance, TV acting performance, next to this guy James Gandolfini in The Sopranos, which is the best TV show ever made. If you have never watched it, go buy Crave, get an HBO subscription, and turn on episode 1. You will be hooked right away. It is basically Goodfellas, my favorite movie, but 6 seasons worth of television. It is phenomenal. I can name off every single character in the show, and there's one liner that just coincides with that character perfectly. Obviously, Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, rest in peace. Probably the best casting decision by David Chase I've ever seen. Like, it's like no one else could have played the part better than he could have. He's just so fucking good at what he does in this show. It's not even a contest. Um, Basically half the cast of Goodfellas is in Sopranos. Obviously, Lorraine Bracco, Michael Imperioli, Tony Sirico, playing Paulie. Paulie's probably my favorite character in the show. Um, just the lot. Like, I can go on and on. Joe Pantoliano. What's that?
The Walnuts guy again.
Paulie.
Ollie Walnuts, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, thumb. Just as his little laugh. It's just so good. I can name, like, there's so many good cameos too. Like, Steve Buscemi's in it for like half a season and he's phenomenal. Obviously, Uncle June, great. Frank Vincent's in it for a little bit. He's in it for a lot actually. He's very good. Just so many good cameos and little parts that just come in all at once in the story of a mafia boss, and it's just done so incredibly well. And the fact that he planned it all out in these 6 seasons is just, it's basically 7, honestly. 6 seasons, the 6th season is 23 episodes. So if you break that, it's basically 7. But I think it's just, the ending, obviously I won't go into details about it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but there's so much conspiracy around it. And if it's actually a good ending or a bad ending, people who like it, who don't like it, it's just, the fact that people still talk about it, 15 years later, 25 years since it began, is just, just speaks volumes to how much impact it's had on television. And if there is, basically The Sopranos was the main HBO show. And that basically inspired shows like Breaking Bad, for example, and True Detective and Game of Thrones, which I could have on my list, but I'm watching it right now. But the fact that this show has inspired so many others, it has to be number one. Like, and undoubtedly, just the fact that it's so much impact, and obviously the acting, like I mentioned numerous times, is just so good. It just has to be number one. Like, there's no doubt in my mind it has to be there. If you've never seen it, you have to watch it.
I need to get onto it.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Every person who I've talked to who's seen the show, they say it's the best show they've seen.
Yeah.
Right. So I've recommended it to multiple people, and when when they finished it, they can't stop talking about it because it's just phenomenal writing.
I see. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, you better see.
All right, let's.
You've been getting on a hot streak with these top 5 wins. I gotta win this week, dude. I keep losing in the polls. I keep losing. This guy keeps winning. I gotta win this week.
Nope. Anyway, let's move on. Let's end it off here. Thank you guys again so much for listening to this episode. Make sure to check us out: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube. We are on all those platforms, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks again, and cheers.